Hi guys, welcome to Nature Preserve Life. We're just going to go ahead in this episode and finish up our bottling of the beer that we started about 3 weeks ago. Normally I would bottle it after a couple of weeks of fermenting and aging, but we were out last week on a vacation, getting away from the build as well as life in general. But while we were on vacation, one of the things we did, and we'll get to this later in this episode, we visited a little nature preserve down in Mexico. So we'll try to look at some of the coastal preserves that can be found around here and try to pair that with what we've got with Deer Canyon Preserve here in New Mexico, and just show some of the contrasting differences and stuff between these nature preserves that can be found around the world, literally. Anyway, we'll share that later, but right now we're going to get to bottling the beer. And the first thing we do is I'm going to go ahead and clean this and sanitize with the acid bath again, with this acid bath that we have here, about an ounce to a couple quarts in here. I'll clean up some of the tools that I'll be using, and the bottles themselves need to be sterilized, and I'll go ahead and place them in a little drying rack. And what I'll do is, once we sterilize and I've emptied this out, I'll go ahead and transfer from the fermenting tank here to the kettle. I like doing that because it's just a good way a good opportunity anyway, to go through one more filtering process to just get any last sediment out. And you can see at the bottom of the fermenting tank here, there's a little layer of sediment at the very bottom. So we don't want to get that in our beer bottles. I like to keep them pretty clean and pure. And then once I have it transferred into the kettle and filtered and cleaned, I'm going to go ahead and add the priming sugar. And that's what gives us a little carbonation in the beer. And from that point, we'll go ahead and take the siphon and start putting them into the bottles and capping the bottles. And it's really just that simple. So that'll finish up this process. And I'll show another clip in a moment of what that looks like as we get a little further. So here's our 5 gallons of beer in the kettle, and all the sterilized bottles, and even more over here that I've set aside, and my siphon, which I'll use to put into the bottles from up above here in the sink. So the last step is, after I've transferred it out of the fermenter there, go ahead and start putting the sugar in, last little bit to give it a little carbonation and head in the beer that it needs. And then it's just bottling and capping and labeling, and let it age in the bottles another week or two, then refrigerate, and shouldn't be much more than that. So now the siphon's in place, one bottle at a time. Use a little gravity feed here, and we get the bottles filled. So I'll have this finished up. The bottling's going pretty quick and easy. I just wanted to share one other thought. I had always heard as a teenager growing up, that beer was so hard to make and so complicated. And compared to wine, which is the kind of household I grew up in fact, we even had as teenagers back in the 70s, in a little rural part of Oregon outside of Portland, we had a few acres of wine grapes that we had planted, and it was my parents' dream. They loved it, and that was one of their big complaints was, beer, nah, it's too much work. Wine's so much easier. But I'm hoping in this video I showed and shared with you that really beer's not that hard. It's a little cooking time, but if you're comfortable in a kitchen, which I think most of us are, it's really pretty easy and pretty straightforward. So I hope you enjoy the little sharing of this experience and making a kit and making beer from a kit. And I guess at this point, now we're going to jump down to catching that flight to Los Angeles and hop in a cruise ship and down to Mazatlán to see that nice nature preserve and all the wildlife. So catch you then. Okay, here's the view from our stateroom. Little balcony here on the Aloha deck, and the Princess Majestic, I think, or something like that. Anyway, little tiny deck, couple nice chairs for Judy and I, little table to hold our drinks, to keep us chilled, and of course, there's everyone way below us, still boarding. I've never had a balcony before. This is kind of cool, kind of intimidating too, being so high up. And it's really weird, they must have bumped our room or something, because I remember them saying when we booked it that there would be partial obstruction from the lifeboat, so I thought they'd be kind of like more in front of us, but they're like 100 feet below us or something. So this is the view of San Pedro from the ship, from our balcony. What an experience. Wow. And the weather's just beautiful. It's probably in the high 70s. We're gonna go get out of our Albuquerque clothes, strip down to some sandals, shorts, and t-shirts or whatever. So, cheers.
8 or 9 years old, okay? Because I know by her plumage. Okay, amiga Elizabeth, amigo James, C, Judy, Alan, Isabel, James, and Elizabeth. Amigo, what is your name, mon ami?
Richard.
En español, Ricardo. Señorita? Franci. Oh, mon Dieu. Amiga, enchanté, enchanté. Amigo, this is so beautiful, very quiet. Elizabeth, now we got the sun. Beautiful sun. Yeah, bueno, hola, Capi. How is it going? Maybe somebody took it away. I don't want to deal with the bees and the wasps. Amigos, you know the coolers, these two coolers, they are for free all day. See? We're going to take the coolers all day for free. But somebody a little while ago asked me if we had other drinks like margaritas, piñas coladas, tequila sunrise or whatever. If somebody would like to order something special at the restaurant, amigos, they have those for sale for $6 US. But this is for free all day. We got the beer. If you don't drink it, don't worry, the captain, he will drink it for you, okay? All day. We are gonna stay at the restaurant, amigos, until 1:30. But I'm gonna give you more time. 1:31. Okay, I'm gonna be nice guy. 1:31. Amigos, after lunch, we have a nice place if you would like to go swimming. I don't know, do you bring your bathing suits? Yes. Well, amigos, Alan, if you want to go swimming over there, it's nice. Be careful with the branches, beautiful. Isabel, be careful. Because you know there are some spiders. I want to make sure you don't get stung by this spider. Amigo, I already killed a couple of spiders here, you know, the tour. And some people, they got mad at, what can I do? Is it a spider or you? Spider, all right. Hey, amigos, over there at the restaurant where we're going to be today, there are some extra activities. I don't know if somebody would like to ride horses, or maybe you would like to do ATVs or banana boat, okay? Somebody would like to do something? Let me know. The horses are bilingual. They speak English and French, okay? So no problem. Leche bol. No problem, leche bol, okay? So amigos, remember, we're going to stay there until 1:30. And over there is a little shopping area. Somebody would like to do shopping? It's up to you. Children's shoes. They put some fresh vegetables, beans, and rice.
And here comes Judy. Little pit stop. Boys on the left, girls on the right. Before we hop on the tractor to go for another half an hour to reach the restaurant in the jungle. Oh, that wonderful smell of diesel in the morning. Take a deep breath. Coconuts up here. More coconut trees.
ojitos verdes. Vuela, vuela pajarillo, pero hacia mi vida vuelve. Ha de ser con dos ojitos, pero tienen que ser verdes. Ay, 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 ¿dónde andarán esos ojitos que me hicieron suspirar? Ay, 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 ¿dónde estarán esos ojitos que no los puedo olvidar?
Yes, thank you. Gracias, gracias.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome. Oh, that was good.
And now we have some good chicken and rice and refried beans, and what a way to have a nice lunch down at the beach in Mazatlán, one of the little villages, towns, on a little, whatever this is, island or inlet or something. Here we go, outside of Mazatlán in Mexico, February 15th.
February 15th.
Viva la Mexico, there we go, our flag behind us.
Yep,
Piece of paradise, it's like 80, nice breeze,
beautiful.
great meal,
Yep,
and great margaritas too.
and great company.
Yay!
All right, cheers.
Thank you for watching an episode of Nature Preserve Life in Mountain Air, New Mexico. If you'd like to follow along and support our channel, please press the subscribe button and gong that bell to be notified. After all, it's free. Free is a very good price. In the future, we'll plan to focus our episodes on our eco-friendly build of earthen construction and dark night astronomy, that big guy there, and tourism of the regional area, as well as establishing a Patreon account for the sole support of wildlife in Deer Canyon Preserve. So stay tuned. Cheers.